I'm there. I'm there.
Let's settle this like men, Ollie. Punch me in the face.
Oh. Okay. So, coughing and sputtering, I collapsed onto the muddy bank, waterlogged and shivering. My clothes clung to me, heavy and cold, each movement sending a wave of icy discomfort through my body. I gasped for breath, my lungs burning from the shock and exertion. My heart hammered against my ribs, frantic rhythm against the sudden stillness. Oh, they're all here. Suddenly I was surrounded by the others. Their faces swam into focus. Was that annoyance? Concern? It was hard to tell through the blur of my own panic. Candy was there, her brow furrowed. Though on her, it looked more like a cartoon confusion than actual worry. Her usual bright energy shimmered just beneath the surface and barely contained. Summer was assessing the damage to the collapsed bridge, shaking her head. Jake twirled his marker between his fingers, eyes locked on the crashing waves below. A crooked, unhinged grin tugged at his lips, like he wouldn't mind if the sea swallowed him whole. Andre leaned against a tree, arms crossed, expression unreadable. He looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Are you okay? What happened?
No.
You guys left me, that's what happened. You mean you left us? You reached a fork in the path when we turned and you were gone. We looked everywhere for you. Good thing we found you before you became fish food.
I hate to say it, but Jake's not wrong. First rule of hiking, stick to the marked trails. This bridge has been crumbling for years. Campers are strictly warned to avoid it. And staff, we should know better. Trying to cross was like begging for disaster.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I stumbled over my thoughts, scrambling for an excuse. What could I even say? That I bolted off the trail like a fool because of a shadow? That something was after me? They think I lost my mind.
Sorry, I messed up. Big time. It won't happen again.
Summer crossed her arms over her chest, unconvinced.
It better not. No more bridges, no more being chased after by bums. From now on, you're sticking with a partner.
Okay.
A partner?
That's right. Here at Camp Bear Ridge, we got a buddy system. Newcomers get paired up for a few days to watch each other's backs, stick together, and stay out of trouble. Normally, it's for the 12-year-olds, but since you've got a talent for finding chaos, I'm making an exception. You've officially lost your solo privileges.
That's kinda hilarious. But definitely needed. I winced. A partner? Seriously?
I don't need a partner. I've just had some bad luck lately and...
I'm doing this for your own good, Jenny. You'll thank me later. Your assigned buddy is...
Andre.
Yeah, of course. Andre stiffened, his jaw tightening as his brows drew together. He didn't seem too thrilled about getting roped into this.
Nah.
I think I'm good on that. I'm not here to play babysitter. Jenny needs a strong guy who won't let her stumble into trouble again. Summer's tone was bubbly sweet. It was obvious what she was trying to do. She hadn't had one nice word to say to Andre since she met him, and now she wants his cooperation suddenly nice. I'd suggest Jake, but he's been busy decorating the windows and trees with dicks all morning. Not exactly leadership material, no offense. A smug grin pulled at Jake's lips. None taken. That's not my problem. It is now, unless you want me to report this whole mess to Ian and let him decide how to handle it. He won't be too happy about any of this. Are you threatening me? Summer crossed her arms, a shot a challenging stare at Andre. Why are you feeling threatened? Andre sighed through his nose, staring off into the woods like he could will himself anywhere else. My cheeks burned. Was I really that much of a liability? Oh, come on, don't be such a grouch. The buddy system isn't that bad. You might even make a friend, build some character, learn to play nice with others. Andre threw up his arms in a sharp exhale, his lips pressed into a thin, bitter line. Fine, I'll do it. I'll make sure she doesn't walk off a cliff or some shit. Summer's lips curled with a quiet satisfaction.
Good.
You guys won't regret the buddy system. The kids love it. Before either of us could retreat, Summer stepped between us, took Andre's wrist in one hand and mine in the other, and guided our hands together with deliberate care, just like she probably did with some stubborn 12-year-olds. Our palms met awkwardly. Andre didn't flinch, but he let his hand hang there, limp and unmoving, like he was tolerating a bad group project. There, see? Teamwork.
After some time, we reached a clearing in the trees.
Okay.
The sun blazed overhead, casting golden warmth across the open land. In the center stood the main cabin of Camp Bear Ridge, rustic and sturdy, the wood-paneled exterior weathered by time. Wide fields of flat, open ground stretched endlessly beyond the massive structure. It seemed perfect for pitching tents and setting up campfire circles. I expected the buzz of preparation. Camp counselors arriving in groups, hauling gear, laughing, unpacking supplies, maybe arguing over tent spots. But there was none of that. No walkie-talkie chatter, no hurried footsteps, barely any parked cars. Just us, standing in a vast sunlit clearing that felt far too quiet for what was supposed to be counselor training.
Oh, we're in training right now.
Bear Ridge was the most popular summer camp in all of New Empress.
Ooh.
The place should be teeming with activity this time of year, shouldn't it? Jake was the first to speak up.
Whoa.
Is it always this quiet? Yeah, where is everyone? Oh, I don't know. This is strange. For a brief second, Summer's confident facade faltered. Her eyes scanned the clearing, narrowed and alert, like she was calculating something. Her posture stiffened, the corners of her mouth twitching downward. Uncertainty flickered across her face like a shadow, swift but noticeable. That brief crack in her armor said more than words ever could. Then just as quickly, she straightened her shoulders and smoothed the tension from her face. Maybe everyone's running late. Let's check in with Ian. Summer led our advance to the main cabin. Candy tapped my shoulder. Where's Andre? I shrugged. Girl, that's your buddy. You're supposed to know where he's at. I shrugged, my gaze sweeping over the campgrounds. There was no sign of him anywhere. We stopped at the front door of the cabin. Summer reached for the knob and pulled. It didn't budge. Huh? She tried again, twisting harder, then rattling it. Still locked. That's not right. Ian's always here early to greet everyone. He practically lives in this place. She backpedaled and scanned the front of the cabin. That's when I noticed it. Wait, there's something on the door. I stepped closer and peeled a wind-ruffled piece of paper from where it hung crookedly on the cabin door frame. The ink had bled slightly, like it had been written in a hurry. Candy peered over my shoulder at the letter. That's from Mr. Matthews. I know his handwriting. It's like chicken scratch. Give me that. She snatched the letter from my hand and read it out loud.
Hey, Bear Ridge superstars. Got a family emergency that needs handling, but I'll be back before the kids arrive. Please use your tents for shelter instead of the cabins for now. Long story, plumbing issue. There's a cooler with food and drinks locked in the back shed. Keys are with Norman. Stick to the itinerary and I'll see you soon. Behave yourselves, Mr. Matthews.
Huh? Who's Norman? What the heck was that? Norman jump scare? Looking for me? I yelped, spinning so fast I nearly tripped over my own feet. Candy shrieked, hiding behind me, clinging to my shoulders for protection. Even Summer flinched. I locked eyes with a lanky redhead wearing thick rimmed glasses. Wait, what? I locked eyes with a lanky redhead wearing thick rimmed glasses, his pale face splashed with freckles. Judging by the Camp Bear Ridge uniform and keys jangling on his waist, this must be the guy Mr. Matthews mentioned in his letter, Norman. Christ, Norman, you scared us. What did I tell you about sneaking up on folks? I wasn't sneaking around. I've been here all morning. It's you guys who showed up late. Summer raised her palm, silencing him.
Whatever.
Ian said you had the keys to the shed. Yeah. His trembling fingers fumbled with the shed key before he shoved it into Summer's outstretched hand. He couldn't meet her gaze, his eyes darting around as if searching for an escape. Even as a newcomer, it didn't take long to see Norman was a total pushover. I almost felt sorry for him. Norman's gaze flickered to me, Jake and Candy. You guys supposed to be the new counselors. Well,
Welcome to Camp Bear Ridge.
you okay? I wish Mr. Matthews was here to greet you guys, but you read the note, right? Norman sighed deeply, his brown eyes dark, troubled. He was acting weird before he left, like something was really wrong.
I'm really worried about Mr. Matthews.
Jake, Candy, and I exchanged wary glances. Summer flipped her hair over her shoulder, a smug grin plastered on her face. Obsessed much? Norman's cheeks flushed with a vivid red. Oh? Obsessed? No, just worried. Ian's fine, you're reacting like usual. He'll be back before we know it, and everything will be smooth sailing once again. We'll do our jobs, take care of the kids, get paid, just like every summer. So take a breath, Norman. Do your little job and try not to spiral, okay? He nodded obediently.
Sorry.
It sounds fine and dandy, but where is everyone? Shouldn't more counselors be here for training? Norman hesitated, then glanced toward the narrow hiking trail snaking through the dense forest, dampled with golden sunlight and lined with ferns. Some of the others are arriving late. Ian told me to expect the second group this afternoon. I'll go wait for them. Someone has to make sure they don't wander off into the woods like Jenny here did. Norman perked up immediately, shaking his head a little too fast. No, I've got it. I'll go. You got enough on your plate, Summer. That's the least I can do. Summer raised an eyebrow. You sure? I don't mind. Positive. I insist. He gave her a hopeful smile, the kind that screamed pick me energy without saying a word. Pick me. Choose me. I'll let them know where to go. Give them a grand tour. You should rest. You deserve it, Summer. No one fought him about it. Summer shrugged and waved him off, already losing interest.
Whatever.
So yourself. Without another word, Norman turned and started down the trail, shoulders hunched like he was bracing for something. I watched him disappear around the bend, a weird unease settling in my stomach. I didn't know the guy, but the way he walked off alone like that, it felt wrong. Summer clapped her hands twice, sharp and authoritative.
All right, listen up. The sun is going down soon, and unless you want to spend the night being feasted on by mosquitoes, I suggest you pick a spot and start setting up your tents.
She stepped forward, eyes scanning the tree-ringed clearing with a natural authority, like the force itself had elected her in charge.
Try to spread out a bit. Plenty of space. No need to be on top of each other. And keep your gear close. I don't want to hear anyone crying about their stuff getting soaked in dew or getting dragged off by some curious critter.
No one argued. We scattered, quietly sizing up the open land around us. The forest was still, the shadows were growing, longer. I had to get this tent set up fast. I chose a flat patch of ground a little ways from the others, where the grass had been pressed down by time or traffic. I couldn't tell. It looked good enough. Unzipping the tent bag felt like a puzzle in itself. I practiced once in my backyard, but now that the pressure was on, I nearly forgot the entire process. I glanced around. Candy was already halfway through setting hers up with a smug little smirk. Jake hadn't even started yet, and Andre looked like he was about to build a cabin out of spite. I turned back to my mess. The tent fabric flopped like a dead fish, and one of the poles was trying to stab me in the shin. I took a deep breath, crouched down, and tried again. Slower this time, stake by stake, pole by pole, one weird little clip at a time. Am I putting stuff together? What is this? What is this? Huh! Getting killed by wildlife is the rarest way to die while camping in a national park. You're more likely to trip, drown, or get lost than get mauled by a bear? Alright. Eventually, it stood, sort of. The tent leaned a little to the left and sagged in the middle like it was tired just being alive. But it was up, technically. Should I spruce this place up a bit or keep it natural? Okay, cute. Might as well go for like the green and earthy. Ooh. Find your sanctuary in this lush, vibrant tent adorned with cascading hanging plants, and intertwining vines. It brings a serene nature.
Give me a sign,
Hey.
something that shines. Take me out of space and time. It's more than a dream.
Okay.
Now I'm the wind. Feel it around me. Now I'm in.
Okay. Okay. Green feels relaxing. I'm one with nature.
So many years.
Oh. I made up my bed and fluffed my spare hoodie into a makeshift pillow. The fairy lights cast a soft glow overhead, making the nylon walls shimmer like a moonlight on a quiet lake. I lay back on my bed, legs crossed at the ankles, the smell of grass, fabric, and distant campfire smoke settling around me. For the first time all day, I felt good. Not perfect, but good. I pulled out my songbook as corners bent and cover scribbled on, flipped to a blank page. My pen hovered, then landed. The words arrived slowly, careful and unsure, as if they weren't quite ready to be seen. I used to tremble at the break of dawn/shadows, dance until the courage was gone. I tapped the page, mouth pursed, hummed a little melody, scribbled a G chord. The tent may have been crooked, but in that moment, it felt like my own tiny studio. I could hear the guitar in my head already, low and steady, humming under the lyrics. Outside, the evening wind rustled through the trees. Inside, I kept writing. Then came the footsteps. Soft at first, crunching lightly through the grass outside. I froze, pen hovering over the page. Someone was close. A shadow moved across the thin nylon wall. Before I could call out, the flap opened. "Hey, Andre!" Andre appeared, his tall, broad-shouldered frame filling the tent entrance as he ducked inside, moving the kind of quiet strength that made the space feel significantly smaller. There was something slow and deliberate in the way his toned legs moved, like he knew he shouldn't be here, but came anyway. Right? Like, so you're just gonna come in without permission, sir? Is that how we roll? Are you gonna ask? He held 2 paper cups, Okay. The plastic sweating with condensation. Tiny ice cubes clicking. There were words on the tip of his tongue. Something he wanted to say, but they didn't come out. Instead, he offered me one of the cups without meeting my eyes.
Yo,
Peace offering. Summer-made Kool-Aid. Figured you might be in need of some refreshment, considering all the shit we've been through today. I hadn't realized how parched I was until I saw those ice cubes bobbing in this sticky red liquid. My mouth flooded with anticipation. I accepted the drink with a small thank you, acutely aware of the brief contact where our fingers touched. I took a sip. The sweet, cool refreshment went down smooth, easy. Ain't bad, right?
Thank you.
It's good. Thank you. Credit where it's due. White girl actually used sugar. I expected it to taste like regret and tap water. Still, not as good as my mama's. When I was a kid, that woman made Kool-Aid so good it solved family arguments, healed heartbreak, and cured colds. Maybe. I highly doubt Kool-Aid could cure a cold. She doesn't cook like she used to. Comes with age, I guess. She'd rather have me do all the work now. I coughed to cover up a laugh. Andre seemed like the kind of guy who consulted his mom before big decisions, knew family recipes by heart, and probably had a mental list of her favorite TV shows in case she ever wanted to talk about them. It was cute in a way that made you want to tease him. And maybe hug him. As much as I wanted to laugh and smile and pretend everything was just peachy between us, realistically I knew that wasn't the case. Andre seemed like he could barely tolerate my presence most of the time. Why was he being so nice suddenly? Why was he here? We're going to ask. I don't see the point of being meek. Why are you being so nice? You want me to be mean? You've been moody all day. His expression hardened for a moment, then smoothed out into something quieter, almost somber. Yeah, I ain't really the most friendly person, not like you and the others. I'm jaded. I hate kids. Prefer to square up instead of talking shit out. And I'm miserable as hell to be around. You hate kids? Why are you here? What are you doing here? Not really summer camp material. My gaze drifted from the calloused knuckles to his hard jaw and piercing eyes. He was right. That brooding close-off demeanor wasn't going to win him much points with the kids. But was that such a bad thing? To be different? Mr. Matthews must have seen something good in you, or else you wouldn't be here. I paused, fighting the urge to spill my heart out to him. Maybe it was just the infatuation talking. But there was so much I wanted to say. Was it too soon? I didn't want to scare him away. We can rinse him up! Look, the worst he can do is say no. That's the worst he can do. He might not be Bear Ridge summer camp material, but I think you're wonderful. Shoot. I cursed once the words left my lips. Stupid. Wonderful? Who says that? It was an embarrassing compliment your grandma gave you after squeezing your cheeks in front of everyone. I couldn't meet his eyes. I was terrified to see him cringe. Instead, he smiled. Yeah, that shy riz works. I couldn't believe it.
You always this soft, girl? Or am I just special?
I bubbled for words. His perfect smile nearly stripped the breath from my lungs. The tit suddenly felt small. Too small.
It's you.
Okay, Riz.
Yeah.
Don't yab me like that. Oh my gosh, I'm about to. He took a step forward, hovering over my bed. He reached one strong hand out to me.
Come here.
What are we doing? I went stiff as a board. My brain struggled to comply with his soft-spoken command. I'm there. I'm there. I was out of my element, confused and embarrassed. I don't know. The come here just does something to me. I don't know why. I instinctively pulled down the crumpled skirt of my dress, suddenly concerned with my own modesty. Girl, the space felt crowded, intimate. A boy, a man, like Andre so close to my bed. His brow quirked at my startled reaction. He stopped for a beat, giving me a moment to regain my composure. I don't think he meant it like that, but it did kind of shook me. It got me shook.
You're new to this. Not much experience.
Not much experience at what? What are you trying to do? It wasn't a question. It was a statement. It made me feel more clueless and out of his league than ever. His fingers moved just shy of my face. Not quite touching, but close enough for me to feel the heat of his skin. Somehow, he managed to keep a careful, proper distance. Every movement attentive, thoughtful, deliberate. Yet, there was nothing proper about the way he made me feel. He looked at me like I was... Whoa, wait a minute. What is happening? Sir, are you that easy? I mean, that's okay. You know, men tend to be pretty easy. But I ain't. Yeah, we gotta slow down. So what you trying to do? We can do a little touching. And not in that way either. Not no real intimate touching, but we can do a little touching. Caressing. And cheek kisses. But that's about it, sir. You gotta wait. You don't even have lip privileges yet. Even as he lingered a safe length away. Okay. Yeah. Keep that safe length. Wait. Keep a safe distance. He brushed his fingers over the flower petals in my hair. A feather-light touch. I let my hand settle on his bicep. Oh! Bicep touch. We get some bicep. A quiet thrill rising at me at the furnace beneath my palm. His hazel gaze dropped to my roaming hand, but he didn't touch me back. Good. Good, sir. Yes. Yes. Good response. Though his muscles trembled with restraint. Whoa! What's his goal here? I think he's just trying to get some. But that's not what Jenny's on. So we're gonna have to raise him up a little bit better so he actually like us. He allowed the touch, but there was something taut in his stillness, like he was holding back a storm. Lord! You better leave this man alone before he, Then he stepped back 2 full steps, leaving me to yearn for him. Oh! The tent felt cold and empty. I exhaled deeply and shook my head. I had to keep it together. What was that? Should that have happened? Andre cleared his throat. The hint of a smile on his face faded. I need your help with something. You busy? Curious, I closed my songbook and sat up. My brow wrinkled. Was something wrong?
No.
I'm not busy. What do you need? Andre rubbed the back of his neck, looking everywhere but me. He shifted his weight, opened his mouth and closed it again. It didn't take a genius to tell his pride was taking a hit. His jaw clenched, nostrils flared. He wore independence like an armor, and asking for help chipped at his defenses. My tent is being difficult. Okay. Difficult? I might have snapped a pole or two. The instructions are garbage. I asked Summer, the self-proclaimed wilderness expert, but I ain't in the mood to deal with her gloating. I mean, I didn't build my tent that well, but sure, I can help you, sir. I figured you might be less annoying to spend time with. I'll take that. I'll take it. Something about that made my stomach do a weird little flip. Of all people he could have asked, he chose me. It wasn't much, just helping him pitch a tent, but it felt like trust. Like he saw something in me that was capable. Maybe that meant he would forgive me for messing up earlier. That thought alone had my pulse quickening. I nodded quickly, maybe too quickly, and rooted through my bag for a flashlight. Yes, of course I can help. I slipped out of the tent behind him, heart pounding against my ribs. I didn't want to mess this up. Not in front of him. Not when, for the first time today, I felt kind of important. Andre led me to the sad pile of nylon and poles scattered across the grass. The instruction sheet sat crumbled to the side, barely unfolded, like he glanced. So, okay. So he was just trying to butter me up so I could help him with his tent. I see you, Andre. All right. Like he glanced at it once and then gave up out his bite. One of the poles were snapped in two. Probably a fit of anger. I really had my work cut out for me. That pole is in pretty bad shape. We might need some tape. Andre shrugged. I barely touched it. I don't know how anyone's supposed to build a shelter out of something so flimsy. I bit back a smile. He wasn't an experienced camper, that much was clear. No practice runs, no trial setups in the backyard, just guesswork and misplaced confidence. Did you even try? I thought about it real hard. I shook my head, laughing under my breath. He grinned sheepishly, flashing his pearly white teeth. Although my nerves were tangled up like those tent poles on the ground, something about his goofy little smile grounded me. Maybe we could figure this out together, even if we fumbled the whole way there. I rolled up my sleeves. Okay then, let's try for real. After some time, effort, and a generous amount of heavy duct tape, we had something resembling a tent standing. It wasn't pretty, but it held, and most importantly, we did it together. Hands on his hips, Andre admired our handiwork with a satisfied smile.
Hey, yo.
She's beautiful. His hazel eyes shifted to me, gleaming with genuine gratitude. Looks like I won't be left alone to freeze tonight, thanks to you. Appreciate the help, girl. You're pretty alright at this camping thing. My pulse kicked. There was something about his praise that affected me on a primal, visceral level. Oh no! Do you have a praise kink, Jenny? So does that mean you like me now? Andre cocked a brow. For a moment, there was surprise written all over his face, but he masked it pretty quickly. Oh, okay. It shut him up. His full lips switched into a wry grin. It means I tolerate you. That's an improvement, at least. Slight improvement. I opened my mouth to speak, but my words fell short. A shadow skittered across my boots. I jumped. It darted past in the jagged, unnatural motion, low to the ground and fast, tiny feet darting into the woods. I didn't know what it was, maybe a squirrel or a rat, but it scared the heck out of me regardless. My breath caught. Ice cold panic bloomed in my chest. Before I could think, I was in Andre's arms. Oh! Ooh. Ooh. Sing! Girl, I'm about to take a pee break so y'all can listen to this for a minute. Okay. Oh, this is so beautiful. What? I'm kind of sad I wasn't sitting here listening to this. It wasn't graceful. I half tripped, throwing myself against him, unconsciously seeking his protection. Hey, relax. It was just a rabbit. I got you.
I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. You got my word.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Andre's tender reassurances flowed over me like a song, instantly calming my racing pulse. my face buried in his hard chest. I inhaled deeply, his tantalizing scent filling my nostrils. I feared for my life twice today, once with a knife pressed inches from my skin, and again as the bridge cracked and gave way beneath my feet. And both times, it was Andre who was there for me without hesitation. He didn't flinch. He didn't second guess himself. He just moved, like saving me was an instinct, like I was something worth protecting. It shook me in ways I hadn't prepared for. I clung to him, tighter. Andre and I had our occasional rough patches today, the long periods of awkward silences, tension shimmering under the surface. Yet, he stuck by me, protected me, chose me. That meant something. I wanted to be that person for him too. I wanted to be the one he could count on, the steady voice when things got chaotic, the one who showed up without being asked, like he always did for me. Ah! Then a scream tore through the woods, sharp, shrill, and unmistakably human. Oh, Norman! We both froze. It wasn't far. It sounded like Norman? Oliver's apartment. Ooh!
New Empress City was a chaotic symphony of noise outside my window. It was nearly midnight, yet the sirens continued to wail, emergency vehicles rushing through the streets endlessly. Flickers of neon lashed at the windows. My ceiling was a mess of shifting light, red and gold flickering in the corners of my blurred vision. The city was being swallowed whole by crime, and I could do nothing but lay here in bed and seethe and cope and piss and shit. My shirt half unbuttoned and tie hanging loosely around my neck. I cradled my glass of scotch to my chest. It was warm from neglect, the ice slowly withering away. My gaze occasionally drifted to the open files on my desk. Pages fanned out haphazardly, as if they were waiting for me to admit my failure.
Damn.
The Bear Ridge Ripper case. It was a puzzle with too many missing pieces. Betrayal was going cold. I should be going over them, playing the tapes again and again, reading the witness statements until something finally gives. But I do not move. I raised my drink to my lips. It stung as it went down. I wished it burned hotter.
Oh no.
I wished the alcohol scorched a fire so potent in my soul that it gave me the purpose, the incorruptible zeal, to carry on. It never did. I often wondered if it was worth indulging in such a poison.
It's not.
Perhaps it was better to stew in my inadequacy and let the wound fester, to feel the brunt of my suffering until the ache dulled naturally. Surely that was a possibility, wasn't it?
Oliver.
Girl, oh my gosh.
Her, at the edge of my consciousness. Her voice a longing whisper, curling into my ear, soft as smoke, and just as suffocating. The haunting symphony dragged across my thoughts, like fingernails on old wood. Her foreboding presence had followed me outside the office, into my home.
Yeah, she wants Oliver so bad. Oh my gosh.
I didn't fight it.
Of course you didn't.
I let her settle into the hollow between my ribs.
It
was insanity, really. The way I didn't take off running and screaming whenever she called out to me. The glass in my hand tilted slightly, liquid amber swaying. I brought the drink to my lips again. The scotch burned, but not enough to drown her out. Not enough to wash away the blackness the ISWA had stained on my heart.
A knock at the door. 3 short taps. I kept still. More knocking. I considered ignoring it, letting it go. Whoever it was would get the hint. No one should be knocking at this hour. Not unless they wanted something. Blood, answers, or worse. Both. I set the glass down on the nightstand, the sound of it meeting wood far too loud and quiet. I knew it.
Rookie.
Dude. Why are you out here with your hips out, exposed? The mere sight of his ridiculous, arrogant smile at this hour drew a curse from my lips.
Bloody hell.
What was this fool doing here? I had enough problems already. I was in the mood to add the cleaner to the list. I brought drinks. He really does not need drinks, unless you mean something that's not alcoholic. Yeah, we're letting him inside, cause low-key, I think I want him for all of room. I already have drinks. Great, now you can have more. He invited himself in, stepping past my rigid form. Intrigued and exasperated, I allowed him to stay. For now. You're not allergic to cats, right? I gazed at Trouble scampering in behind the cleaner. Ah, so that explained how the furry friend ended up in my office. Trouble was the cleaner's cat. Sorry to disturb your sleep or private drinking session or whatever it is you do at this hour, but I have news. The boss man, the old bald guy with the bad habit of popping up when you least suspect it, like a jump scare, thinks we make a good team. So that's the boss man. Okay, so he's not an abnormal? He just maybe popped up at my door? Maybe. I don't know, man. I've been assigned as your partner, permanently. Well, until one of us dies horribly, I mean. You're good at your job. I'm good at my job. It's a perfect match. I thought this annoyingly perfect smile managed to chip away my defenses slightly. A perfect match? I doubt it. Not sure if you noticed or not, but the abnormal problem is getting worse by the day. They're multiplying. For everyone we eliminate, countless others seem to emerge. The boss is getting deeply desperate. He thinks if we work together, if I show you the ropes, humanity might have a chance. It's not every day we get a detective of your caliber joining our ranks. I believe in us, Ollie. Seriously. His uncomfortable comment didn't faze me. I simply moved past him towards my evidence board. The old man. You can see him too. Of course I see him. He's our boss.
Oh, interesting.
Also, want to tell me why you have his handsome mug pinned on the murder board? Okay, so he is abnormal. I'm not tripping.
What?
So our boss is abnormal. I pivoted, staring at him incredulously. Because he has the ability to traverse time and space, perhaps? The old geezer jumped out of an instructional CD from the 1960s. Somehow he was at my desk. He was speaking to me, engaging with me, with us. Either we're both out of our bloody minds, or...
Yeah, no.
He said it with such firm conviction that I almost believed him. Listen, rookie. Life with the ISWA alters you. I don't know how or why, but once you're in this line of work, you start seeing things normal people can't. Once you're exposed to abnormals, there's no going back. I sigh heavily. Of course, I work a job that drives me insane. Just my luck.
Oh, cupcakes?
Cupcakes? Without asking, he swept up one of my red velvet cupcakes from the coffee table and devoured it all in one bite like a rabid animal.
Unholy hell. That's one good-ass cupcake. Did you make this?
Yes, I bake in my free time. Ooh, he bakes? Not that it's any of your business. Ooh.
It's my business now, rookie. We're partners. I gotta know every last thing about you from the mundane to your deepest, darkest fears. Like your favorite socks, for example. Or the existential dread of being the last person left in a desolate, post-apocalyptic void of nothingness.
He chuckled awkwardly. Oops, sorry, I was projecting a bit there, but you get the point. He licked the cupcake liner shamelessly, eating every last crumb. I shook my head, eyeing the glistening sword shot to his back. Deadly sharp, the edge stained with blood. His muscled arms bore the marks of a warrior, faded scars hinting at a history of conflict and resilience. There was a delicate balance in him, poised between sophistication, madness, and barbarity. I didn't know what to make of this cleaner. I wasn't particularly a fan of his company, but I didn't have the willpower to kick him out. Yet. Besides, I have questions. He quite possibly had answers.
Oliver.
No, leave me alone. Her voice tickled at my consciousness, relentless, persistent. I popped open a cheap beer. More alcohol to take the edge off. The cleaner collapsed onto the couch as if he owned the place, kicking his feet up on the table. I nudged his ankle, pushing his feet off my furniture. He made a face at me. I rolled my eyes and joined him on the couch.
I assume you have a name?
Kai. Kai Golden Apple.
Yeah, you look like a Kai. Wait, Golden Apple? What kind of last name is that?
Kai.
I stared at him blankly. Golden Apple? How ridiculous! I thought about pressing him for more, but my thoughts kept drifting back to her. She was unlike anything I've ever encountered before. She left a mark on me I'd never forget. I called her the Peeker. Then there was Kai, unforgettable as well. Huh? Who is it that refuses to fade from my thoughts? We're going to ask about Kai. Even though I want to know more about the Peeker, I want her to be away from Oliver. I feel like her presence is not helpful. We need to know more about each other. We're going to be working together. Alright, Kai Golden Apple, before we go any further, I must ask, how on earth do you know where I live? You know, the ISWA has extensive files and records on all of its employees, right? It wasn't hard to pull yours up. The room spun. Whether it was from the alcohol or Kai's casual admission of violating privacy laws, I wasn't sure.
Ollie?
Hell, Ollie, you're as pale as a ghost. Drink. He tapped the beer in my hand. I drained the bottle. My stomach turned for a moment, then settled. I fought the urge to lash out. My muscles twitched with suppressed violence. Are you insane? Combing through the confidential files of the people you know is that normal behavior for you? Should I be concerned? He had the grace to look sheepish, at least.
Ooh, awkward.
Is that a hypothetical question or are you expecting an answer?
Kai.
You could have just asked me, damn you. You have no right to go snooping. Kai's jaw tightened.
Rookie.
Bro, chill out, rookie. Careful, don't want to pop a vein looking at Furious, do we? My grip on the bottle tightened. The look I shot him was lethal.
Bloody hell.
Keep antagonizing me. See where it gets you. The room went silent. Tension oozed between us, thick and unrelenting. In that moment, I didn't give a shite whether he was a cleaner, professional monster slayer, or whatever else the bastard claimed to be. Eventually, Kai cracked beneath the heat of my glare. His hand shot up in surrender. He was in the wrong, and he knew it. Alright. Relax, Ollie. You got the face of a man who hasn't pooped in days. He intimidated the face bumping out his cheeks. Fine, I screwed up. I shouldn't have snooped through your precious little files. Happy? Suddenly, bone weary and exhausted, I sighed heavily and looked away, sinking further into the couch cushions. I had a feeling that was the best apology I was going to get out of a man like Kai. Do not do it again. understand. He grumbled something under his breath. It sounded close enough to acknowledgement. Stop calling me that. My name is not Ollie. That made his mouth curve slightly. Oliver has too many syllables. Ollie, though? Perfect. My nose wrinkled. Christ. The moment of silence that followed was a bit uncomfortable, but not nearly as fraught as the tension as before. I caught the sight of the subtle scar above Kai's eyebrow, a tiny line I hadn't noticed until now. He cleared his throat, his features softening for a moment with an unexpected vulnerability. Listen, I usually work alone, alright? No friends, no attachments, no weaknesses. So when the boss assigned us as partners, I might have had a panic attack. Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks. Or two. I'll be honest, when I fell into the sewers with the clockfather, I thought for sure I was a dead man. Oh, thought I finally met my match. But you. He averted his gaze and shifted uncomfortably on the couch. You kept me alive, somehow. You're smart, efficient, a quick thinker, better than any operator I've ever worked with. And it was only your first day. Oh. And damn it, I was curious. I wanted to know more about you. Oh, okay. I had to know, so you pulled up my files. He swallowed hard.
Sorry.
Right, curiosity killed the cat. I went silent for a moment, mulling over his confession. Are you blushing? A strange warmth blew into my chest, entirely unexpected. Flattered wasn't a strong enough word. To hear the notoriously solitary and arrogant Kai admit to panic attacks over a partnership, to be saved, to be curious about me, it was disarming. His praise, delivered with such obvious discomfort, felt more genuine than any compliment I've ever received. There was a crack in his carefully constructed facade, and begrudgingly, I found myself wanting to see what lay beneath. I'm sorry. I'm being a little nasty. Kai jumped to his feet, nearly knocking one of the cupcakes off the table.
Let's settle this like men, Ollie.
Sex?
Punch me in the face.
Oh. I blinked. Startled by the strange request. That's how. That's how he planned to make things right between us? A hit to the face, and then what? All water under the bridge?
What? No, I'm not going to punch you.
Just do it. Get it over with. It'll make us both feel better.
There's probably something else that make you both feel better, you know?
I said no. Don't be ridiculous.
He visibly cringed, his face red. Flustered, he inched closer, towered over me on the couch. His voice lowered intimately. Is there something else you want to do to my face instead? The smoldering intensity of his dark gaze burned a hole straight through me. My breath caught on a surge of yearning so abrupt it felt like pain. The violent response was fueled by my lingering frustration with the Bear Ridge Ripper case and my fresh annoyance at Kai himself. I needed a release, a moment of selfish indulgence, and it seemed he did too. Oh, that's a penis. Kai lunged at me, sprang his fingers through my hair, and kissed me deeply. Oh. Okay, I saw it coming, yet I didn't pull away. Hold on, no. Whoa. Whoa, okay, sorry. Oh my gosh. His scent, his touch, the chilled brush of his leather attire against my skin. It was so unfamiliar, foreign. I allowed him to lead, allowed him to bruise my lips with a fine edge of violence. I distinctly registered the bottle slipping from my hand, the shatter of glass on the floor. I clung to his chest, back arched as his tongue pushed aside, exploring my mouth with reckless abandon. The erotic moment was every bit as raw as it was unapologetic. I was pressed tight against him, agonizingly aware of every hard inch of him. His expert touch brought every nerve-ending brutality to life. I tore at his shirt, revealing the hard planes of his chest, seeking more skin to skin contact. Christ, he was beautiful. Ooh, hard as stone. His powerful form rippling with muscle and carefully controlled strength. I kissed him so thoroughly and passionate that I wasn't myself, and a loss of control was startling. My hand glided across his chest, capturing his nipple between my thumb and forefinger. He growled with approval, ravishing my lips recklessly. His slow, deliberate licks made me ache for his tongue to trace the same path between my legs. Ooh, my blistered skin was damp, sensitive, too sensitive. My length throbbed for attention, pounding along with my frantic heartbeat. My yearning must have been palpable. Kai's hand went straight to my zipper. With one swift, effortless tug, I fell heavily into his palm. The groan that escaped from my lips from the contact was almost embarrassing. He closed his strong hand around that, and can you? I was gonna read it, but I was like, YouTube. And squeeze, not painful but firm. It was a claim. Ooh, a fierce reminder that he was in control, and I was meant to bend to submit. Whoa. Normally, I would do no such thing. Yet when his fingers slid down my heated length from root to tip, I made no effort to protest. The scent of desire and pheromones permeated the air, a powerful aphrodisiac that set every cell in my body ablaze. Christ, I wanted him. I shuddered when my phone rang. What? The sharp sound jolts me back to reality. Boo! Are you serious? I ripped away from him, breathless, panting, my chest heaving. It took me a moment to gather my bearings to remember who exactly the sword-wielding man across from me was. Kai, my co-worker, flushed and disheveled, the fly of his pants strained against one hell of a erection.
Bloody hell.
I could only imagine what kind of mess I looked like. I withdrew a step, turned to the nearest mirror to regain some sense of decency.
Hey, let me help.
Okay.
No.
I held up a palm before he drew too close. It's too good to be true. Of course. Of course. He grimaced. It's probably a good thing it didn't happen on first interaction. He grimaced, reluctantly respecting my silent demand for space. The constant vibrate in my pocket gnawed at what little sanity I had left. My phone rang again and again. I considered rejecting the call, but whoever was on the other line was bloody persistent. With a heavy sigh, I answered.
Hello?
God, Oliver, I've been ringing you all day.
Huh? I grimaced, my grip on the phone tightened.
Why? What's happened?
Oh my gosh, what's going on?
It's your daughter, Charlotte.
No! No! Oh my gosh, that's it. Wow. Okay. Well, that was it. Oh my gosh. That was Bad Summer so far. Please support the devs. This is amazing. And I'm so glad they sent this to me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope this video was fun for you. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it was good background noise. Whatever it was for you, I hope it was positive. And I'll see you next video. Bye.
And I say yeah, and there's nothing we should pay at all.
since that fateful night, my mind's been plagued with constant nightmares. I want to move on. To stop feeling scared all the time. To stop feeling so helpless. I want to be normal again. Feel normal again. But in order to do that, I have to make the hardest decision of my life.
Ollie, no.
Don't be afraid.
Who are you? How do you know my name?
I'm Detective Oliver Smith. And I'm here to save your life.